lot of bills this year that have to do with, transgender Iowans. I'm kind of curious, what's philosophically, like, what's the goal here with your caucus? Like, what are you hoping to accomplish with some of these bills?
And I think a lot of the things that you're seeing that we're coming up with aren't things that we just sat as a caucus and decided what can we come up with as a bill today. I mean, a lot of these are from concerns that we've seen. We've seen some government oversight hearings where we're hearing from parents. We get emails and we have contacts. I think you've really seen us focus a lot, not only on private schools with ESAs, but also obviously making sure there was accountability in the public schools as well. And so when it comes to that specifically, a lot of the ideas that we come up with are ones that we're hearing from back home. I got to get in my 99 counties. These are ideas that we're hearing from Iowans that they want us to take a look in. And a lot of times our objective in these pieces of legislation are empowering the parents to be able to make these kinds of decisions for and with their student.
How do you balance that with the concerns of parents who say, I want my school to be open and welcoming to transgender students, and I'm concerned that some of these bills don't allow that to happen?
Well, I don't see any of these policies that are prohibiting any of those kinds of things from happening. For example, just look at notification of parents, that bill that is passed out, that's already seen action in the committee. I don't see that as being any sort of negative. If anything, one of the things that I've always heard is more parental involvement in their child's education. That's a perfect example of the kind of bills that we've been bringing forward to have more involvement, not saying you can't do something. We just want to make sure that your family and your parents are aware of things. So a lot of our focus has been around that in a lot of the pieces of education we've dealt with on education. A lot of pieces that we've worked on in the education side this year.
When it comes to gender identity and how they talk about it in school, all that kind of stuff, we just got out of the Democrats thing where they talked about some of this may restrict you from, you may need your parents' permission if you're going to go by a nickname, for example, or if you want to show a picture of your two dads or two moms or whatever.
That is not the intention or the expectation of any of these pieces of legislation. And as you see us develop these policies as they move forward, I think our objective in a lot of this, and some of that, a lot of the focus has been around the books and things, for example. What we're going to try to do is define what age-appropriate material is. That's our objective. You've seen us have these meetings in which there's things that, and I'm not being critical of you, and I understand why you can't, but you can't even show some of these images, whether it's on TV or in print, and proves the point that those are the kind of things that shouldn't be in the school. And so you're going to see us more taking the approach of what is that age-appropriate material that should be able to be in the schools. And I think that's the approach you're going to see House Republicans take moving forward.